Oh, yo, family, what's good? Hope you're doing very well. Welcome, my Quick Crypto family and my Coin Factory family. Welcome back once more to your Kaspa crypto live stream. And of course, we are about 1 hour away now until Jerome Powell addresses the nation at the FOMC meeting and announces potential rate cuts. We are expecting to see at least a 25 basis point rate cut, although there is increasing speculation, mainly being driven by the institutions like Standard Chartered and White House advisors and whatnot, that suggest that we could be still seeing a 50 basis point cut. I am not so sure about that, given Jerome Powell's history, but I would not be against it at the same time. As it stands right now, the market's looking a little bit worse for wear. Kaspa's currently down 1.72% on the daily time frame. Bitcoin down almost 1%. Ethereum down 0.17%. And the reason why is because, again, it's the uncertainty. Investors right now are not entirely sure what Jerome Powell is going to say. We all expect rate cuts to happen, but again, we could see a surprise event and no rate cuts happen, and that would be quite a disaster. We could equally see heavier rate cuts, and that also be very good as well. So we have to wait and see what will happen. But it's also, what is really important to take into account is Jerome Powell's tone, how he addresses and how he perceives the economy to be in the rate cuts he announces. If he has a bit more of a hawkish stance, then of course the markets may not react very nicely. More of a dovish stance, people could be very bullish for Q4. As it stands right now, I do suspect we'll probably see a bit of bullish momentum off the back of the FOMC meeting. Hopefully some more dovish stance. We have got some posts in that regard. This individual here, who I do follow and respect his opinion on stuff as well, he said here, in regard to the FOMC meeting, the markets are pricing a 96% chance of a 25 basis point cut. That makes Powell's tone a real driver. Dovishness is already priced in, so he will avoid sounding too negative on the economy. So for the most part, we should expect, for the most part, more of a dovish stance. Should be very good, very bullish for the market. Of course, it could be either more dovish or a bit more hawkish. We'll have to wait and see, and then we'll determine where we go from there. I am personally, again, expecting some bullish momentum off the back of that. Maybe in October, you might see a bit more of a lapse in October, as you tend to normally see. Try to shake you out for one final time, and then second half of October, I think we'll start seeing the market's really rip with FOMs, with ETF filings coming out, with regulatory frameworks being drawn up as well. All those sort of posts we get through in this stream, and by that point as well, Kaspa will have smart contracts out, and who knows where Kaspa's going to be at that point, with all other catalysts to take into account. So with that being said, though, family, welcome back into the stream. Hope you're doing very well this evening. Tuning in once more is KJI. Let's go indeed. Greg, yo to you too, and Kryptoni. I thought you weren't going live during the thing. I'm not. I was originally going to be going live afterwards, and then I've now become busy in the evening. So I figured, okay, I'll just get it done while I have the time. So I'm going to do it beforehand. So once it hits 7 o'clock BST, which is where I'm based, which is in an hour's time, I'll be abruptly leaving, which means that the FOMC meeting will be happening straight after the stream finishes. So you can tune into the actual meeting or to your other content creator who wants to see cover that. And then when I am back in the evening, I will then post an update to my VIPs and also to the general community as well about what Jerome Powell said, how it was determined, and ultimately what to look out for going into Q4 as well. So I'm not going live during it, going live just before it, and then you can go and watch it afterwards. But yeah, good afternoon indeed. Yeah, I know. Good afternoon, not exactly good, but afternoon at the very least. Hopefully not though. Yeah, hopefully it won't be Jerome Powell saying good afternoon with a what was it, blue tie, I think it is. No, purple tie is bullish. The other tie is like, yeah, and it goes down. If it's that would be really worrying. But again, for the most part, I think we won't be seeing blue tie. We'll be seeing purple tie, Jerome Powell, and more of a dovish stance. Therefore, good afternoon to you too, Buffalo 3. You're doing very well, and Mr. Marl. Once more, welcome back, brother. First indeed. What's up with this? Trying to sneak past me? Yes, all the time. Always trying to sneak past you, man. I can't trust you for anything. Welcome back, Bingo Bango, bro. You're doing very well. And you too, Shy Leash. Will the Fed cut rates? Can we see God candle today? I don't think we'll see God candles today, but the chance of Fed cutting rates is extremely high. Extremely high. So my personal predictions, not financial advice, is you'll see the Fed cut rates, you'll see the markets, which are currently looking a little bit red, start turning a bit more bullish. You'll probably see a bit of a pump over the next few days. Then going towards end of September, more so towards October, you might see a bit of a pullback, as you tend to do, with investors just kind of being worrisome and waiting. And then of course we do have the next FOMC meeting, which is why this meeting is really important, because the next meeting is also in October as well, October the 29th. So you can see here on CME, meetings today, 94% chance of rate cuts, of 25% rate cut, 25 basis point rate cut, maybe even a 51. And then the next meeting is at the end of October. So what we're expecting to see is rate cuts today, and Jerome Powell have a very, very dovish stance, should be very, very good, indicating we'll see rate cuts again in October. So with that being known, I'm expecting to see a bit of a pump today if it does follow to my predictions, a pullback in October as it's trying to price in the next rate cuts, and then going towards middle to end of October, you'll see it start to really start shredding from there and going up a lot higher. But again, time will tell. We're still very, very early, and of course, are providing all the more in detailed updates and macro reports to the VIPs who are part of that community, and I'll equally keep you all informed on the live streams, and also in my free Discord server. So you want to find out more about, again, these sort of developments, these updates, you can check into the free Discord server. We're talking a lot more in there. I did announce that I was going to be going live earlier today as well in there. If you want to find out, keep up to date, more in tune with me and my community, then check out the free Discord server, and you can learn a lot more in there. And if you want to expand your horizon and level up more of crypto, then check out the VIP as well. You can join for free for a week, or equally for a month if you're signed to BYDFI, our affiliate exchange with no KYC, no VPN, and regulated exchange. You can find out all that stuff out available. All the information is available in my free server as well, with the links to join are all down below in the description. QC does this to irk me. I do. You're 100% right, Mr. Miles. It's just because of you. Welcome back, Go Super. You're doing very, very well by that. And YouTube, Beebs, good luck, future crypto millionaires. Indeed. Welcome back, my man. Hope you're doing very, very well. It has been a minute indeed. You are right. Wing Hong Wimunya? No, not yet, but hopefully see some bullish momentum at the end of the day. Soon. Soon indeed. When the meeting starts? In an hour? Yes, the meeting starts in 1 hour from now, or 52 minutes from now. Well, the decisions will happen so the meeting and the decision will happen in about an hour from now, and then Jerome Powell will have a press conference about it 7:30 my time. So in about an hour and 22 minutes from now, Jerome Powell will have a press conference about it, but in about 52 minutes from now, you'll have the decision about it. So we're very, very close now, and we are expecting to see some rate cuts and stuff like that. So yeah, with that being said, let's get into some of the macro news, and then we'll get into the Kaspa news. Of course, the headline also being the fact that AI has predicted Kaspa to reach $1 in 70 days, which would put us still in Q4. That would be insane if that was the case. But before we get into that, we can see here one very, very big important catalyst to take into account is the fact that, Bitcoin M2 money supply, right? Bitcoin M2 money supply, as I mentioned time and time again, the M2 money supply is quite a good indicator, but again, it's not a crystal ball, it's not a golden bullet. And the reason why, again, because the divergence has happened, is look how sharp the divergence is right now. Bitcoin, historically, has roughly an 80 to 90% correlation to the M2. It follows it quite diligently, as you can see here. Has followed it for quite some time. But, since all this geopolitical tensions and tariff fund and whatnot, and the Fed's uncertainty, we've seen a massive, massive divergence now, a sharp divergence where Bitcoin has stayed stagnant around this price, but the M2 has been continuing to rally up higher and higher and higher. If you look at this chart here from Chad here, the Bitcoin M2 divergence is so sharp, the catch-up that will inevitably happen is going to be a violent move up. So in that regard, Bitcoin should be making its move in regard to this alignment to the 180 to 200Ks in the coming months and stuff as well, which would be really, really important. So while the M2 money supply is not following Bitcoin, or Bitcoin not following the M2 right now, it will inevitably catch back up when the Fed actually creates more clearer structure and they change their stance from QT to hopefully QE, with regulatory frameworks coming out as well, also bringing more clarity for institutions. And with ETF finance coming out, you'll see Bitcoin catch back up, crypto start to rocket, and we'll see a very, very violent pump for all of the market. Also playing into the potential reason why you may see Kaspa reach $1 in the not too distant future. But again, we'll get to that post in a moment. But that is one thing we've got to take into account. The M2 money supply is still a crucial indicator that we use. It's just not been working recently due to the external factors, but it will catch back up, and that will be a big, big pump for us to look forward to. And I have got some other announcements regarding geopolitical stuff. Not geopolitical, regulatory and legislative stuff, but we'll get to these posts, these very important big posts, in a moment. Before we do though, let me get into some of the Kaspa content. So yes, looking right now on the market, Kaspa's currently down 1.9% on the daily time frame. Not doing great today, but for the most part the whole market is kind of again pulling back in anticipation for Jerome Powell and the meeting that's about to take place. You can see here, according to Kaspa Daily, that Kaspa has just hit #1 in bullish sentiment on coin market cap today, which is unsurprising given that smart contracts are literally on the doorstep. We can see even right now, the website for Kas.live has now changed to coming soon to this cryptic matrix sort of, display UI right now, which again doesn't mean that it's coming tomorrow. We haven't got a confirmed date just yet. Still, we do know from Kaspa that it will be announced 24 hours before it goes live. So right now we've seen the Kas Live website, which Kaspa has created himself. It has changed, been updated, which is again just another indication that we are extremely close. And of course, it's just spewing out some random matrix kind of cryptic type numbers. But we'll be seeing it, if Kaspa is correct, in this September, in this month. We'll be seeing Kasplex mainnet smart contracts coming to Kaspa within the next 13 to 14 days, within the next 2 weeks or so, which will be a very big time for Kaspa, no doubt. And the reason why is very simple. With the layer 2 launch on the horizon, on-chain activity is surging, sentiment is now matching fundamentals. You can see, if you look at Kas.fi, KAS.FYI, all information about these and the links to these websites are, by the way, available in my free Discord server as well. But you can see the sort of, the transactions now actually has fallen off, only down to 9, when yesterday it was at 100. It was at 100 TPS, 140 TPS yesterday, now it's down to 9, but you're seeing, even then, frequent transactions happening right now. A lot more frequent than usual. You can see the sort of volume we saw yesterday, 8 million transactions. Come back down now to 1.5 million, but still significant number of transactions happening right now. You can see here the public nodes as well. Kaspa is starting to kick off and gain a lot more adoption and stuff like that. And smart contracts will be a big catalyst for that, in my belief. And this is one reason why. Coin Bureau made a post here about how the Swiss banks have made history. UBS, alongside some other Swiss banks, have just completed the first legally binding Ethereum-based payments, which is very, very big news. Here's the thing we've got to take into account, I've got to understand. Ethereum is the biggest blockchain. Every single massive bank, payment provider, whatever it may be, they are building on Ethereum because it's the biggest chain and easiest to use, quote unquote, easiest to use. Not because it's the best, but it's the entry point into crypto. There's a reason why pretty much every chain that is going to be successful, or it aims to be successful, why they have EVM compatibility. Interoperability is the key to survival and to eventually take over. That's why Kasplex and equally IGRA and, well, Kaspa's kind of protocols, the whole thing, why they are trying to be compatible with Ethereum is for the ability in the future, hopefully, for these banking institutions and these financial institutions and these whatever it may be, for these companies, for everybody to build on Ethereum and then bridge over to the protocol of choice. XRP's ledger has an EVM sidechain. I'm not saying they're going to use XRP ledger. I'm just highlighting the point that if you look at pretty much any chain in this space, pretty much every major chain or any chain trying to become a major competitor has compatibility to Ethereum. You're right, Kryptoni. Ethereum has nothing more than first mover advantage. Because of that, you've got many institutions who are trying to build on Ethereum right now. And that's why it's so important that Kaspa, as well as many projects, but Kaspa in our regard as well, is creating EVM compatibility. Because it means, therefore, once these big banks have bridged onto Ethereum, made payment-based systems on Ethereum, they use Ethereum for a little bit and realize, oh, it's actually really expensive. It's better than Swift, but it's still expensive and it's still slow and it still goes down a bit. But then expand, because they're like, oh, it's good, it's better than Swift, but we want better. And like, oh, let's look at XRP Ledger. Oh, it's Kaspa. Oh, Kaspa, decentralized, extremely quick, extremely cheap, true sovereignty of your assets, so I have protection from government oversight. Why would I not want that? And it's going to get faster with Dagnite and VProx. That's again a speculative post or speculative comment, but that's the belief, the logical thought process that I have in regard to why businesses will eventually come to Kaspa, because you've got even compatibility, meaning that Ethereum tools and Ethereum products and dApps can eventually or soon will be able to bridge to Kaspa seamlessly. That's why it's so important that Kaspa has EVM compatibility. And also a big reason why Kaspa, again, is getting more bullish sentiment, because EVM compatibility, and also can eventually reach that elusive $1 price target. Maybe this cycle, maybe not. We have to wait and see. I'm not against it happening this cycle, but I haven't got a crystal ball. I'm not a financial advisor. I have no clue. No one has a clue. We can only make predictions based on what we believe. And we're seeing a lot more developments in that regard. You know, Casplex, of course, being funded by the KEF, and they recently took part in the event in Berlin, but also the one in Seoul, Korea, where they are sponsored. The KEF proudly sponsored Kaspa's presence at On-Chain Symposium by Token Post, a premier institutional conference bringing traditional finance with Web3 innovation, where they are joined by Tether's first Korean event sponsorship. So again, connections to Tether, therefore, with Kaspa again, likely see Circle and Tether bridging onto Kaspa soon, and then hopefully native later on in the coming months as well. Keynote spotlight. Johnny positioned Kaspa alongside Bitcoin and Ethereum, delivering a comprehensive introduction covering Kaspa's fundamentals, core team, and vibrant community to Korean audiences. Academic collaboration. KF co-hosted a debate tournament with George Mason University on whether stablecoins should be nationalized, where Evie, who is the business developer for KEF, head of business development, joined Kaspa's top university champions, introducing fresh dialogue formats and new perspective on crypto conversations. You had interactive booths there, which Kaspa, of course, were there, where they had some possibilities to earn Kaspa airdrops apparently as well also. And then through these diverse initiatives, KF continues to bring Kaspa's technical abilities with broader blockchain community engagement. And you can find the video here. I'll link this post in the Kaspa channel in my Discord server, which you can join Discord server, the free server. Links are down below in the description. But you've seen the KF and Kaspa starting to pop off more so right now, which is great. Igra Labs also popping off as well. They uploaded their node map. They're starting to go more, see more nodes going live in their node map. They uploaded that yesterday. They also highlighted here that Wolfie's Bar, you know, it's a project that I actually do hold myself, and maybe I'm going to be lucky in that regard, because I held Wolfie, been holding Wolfie quite some time right now. It's not me shilling it. Again, you do as you will. You do your own research, but I hold Wolfie, and they have seemingly got some quite close connections to Igra Labs, and if Igra Labs is successful, that could be big for Wolfie as well. Wolfie's Bar is a grassroots movement that has supported Igra from the start. We're glad to have them alongside us as a community partner onwards. For me, why I like Wolfie is because, I mean, I'm sure you all know my perspective on meme coins. I used to be really, really hating them. I don't hate them anymore because I see a way to make money with them, and that's understandable and that's fine, but I'm not bullish on meme coins. I just see them as a money-making scheme, which they are. It's a gamble. Meme coins are gambling, effectively. With projects like Wolfie, for example, and Nacho, and some other ones in the Kaspa space, but predominantly those two, that's the reason why I hold them, is they are actually more so real-world asset tokens. Wolfie's token is utilized for their company, their restaurants they're building around the world. Nacho has its grasp into multiple different communities, to Casplex, to Zeloswap, to Casper.com, to Igra, to Wolfie. So they're also being utilized as some form of real-world asset token as well. And that's why I hold them. I'm not trying to show them. I really am not. I don't actually care if you get into them or not. I believe those are two good KRS-20 tokens, and I think they could do very, very well. But there are also many in this space that could do very, very well. I know Slow is getting a listing on Ascendex very, very soon. That could be a big thing for Slow. Go's been talked about some AI project, very, very decent apparently. Kango's up there, Caspi's up there, Kaspa Goes. All these ones have been about for a very, very long time. I think they have some good potential. I don't know. The only ones I hold right now is Nacho and Wolfie. I do plan to expand, but right now the only two that I hold. But it's always up doing your own research and trading on discretion, because who knows what will happen. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, the KRS-20 space will heavily rely on Kaspa. If Kaspa does not rally, those quote memes or the KRCs won't really rally either as well. Kaspa is needed for those to rally. So it is a bit of a risk, more of a gamble than just holding Kaspa in that regard anyways. Just trying to see the questions. Dump or pump fundamentals haven't changed. Hold on to your butts. Indeed, next level cash. Indeed, hold on. Indeed. Did a little research. Kaspa launched at the price of 0.0004. Bitcoin launched at 0.009. Kaspa at its launch has outperformed Bitcoin from the same place after its launch. I'm not surprised. Honestly, not surprised. But Kaspa has done very, very well, and it's still early. We're 3-4 years into its cycle. We have a lot more time ahead of us, so we have got a lot more to pump as well. Quick crypto, can you make me a mod now? No. Nope. I have a small list of names that I do plan to make mods when I perceive that the time is right. Right now, Mr. Monster's doing a good job by himself after he persistently asked me for it. And I did say I would give it to him a while back, but I was just being lazy and just not doing it because I didn't think I needed to, but then I figured it might be easier just doing it anyway. So I have a certain list of names that I do plan to, if they are willing to have that privilege, give it to them, but not for the time being while things are manageable at least. Welcome back, Enzo, bro. Hope you're doing very, very well. We love you, Quick. You are an authentic human being with unmatched stamina and resolve. Kaspa, let's effing go. I appreciate you so much. Thank you very much, Enzo. And yes, I mean, it has been a long year and a bit for a lot of us, I'm sure. Maybe longer, depending on how much you've been holding Kaspa or watching me. But I do think that we all have shown our resilience tuning into the streams, whether it be me actually doing it or just tuning in and just listening and contributing or just listening silently. You guys are, and girls are here constantly. And I cannot thank you enough. You're the reason that I'm doing this. So thank you for the kind words, Enzo, but it's also down to you all here as well. So thank you very much. I give it by end of day before someone has found a hidden message in that cashback countdown. Yeah, there's always going to be someone trying to find some hidden message in that as well. Maybe someone is smarter than me can do that. Otherwise, I have no clue. I don't know what it can mean. But there are some geniuses in this space. We know that much, so probably. And big Compatibility, yeah, I know Ethereum is not a great chain, but it has that first mover advantage, so I agree that much. And yes, Buffalo also, right, if you enjoy the streams, leave a like, share your friends, subscribe for more. It helps me out more than you know to spread the love about crypto and Kaspa to grow this community more and more. Definitely smash that like button. It will be a downwards trend after this run, in my opinion. Yeah, Ethereum's days are going to be coming up to an end very, very soon. What do you think about this cycle? How long will it last? And what's the lowest you'll guess for Kaspa? A good question, Ward, for you. The answer ultimately is we don't know. I don't know. Nobody knows. Unless you're part of the smart money insider circles where you have a bit more of the control on the market. As it sounds right now, I'm very, very confident that we'll see a very bullish Q4. Unless something drastic happens, God forbid, touch wood. Will it extend past Q4 in 2026? We are seeing more institutional sources that support that theory, if not confirmed. I have got sources in my VIP community. I've showed some of them on stream and even made some posts on Twitter about them, but I showed them to my VIPs first, that there is a growing possibility that we could see an extended cycle, which would be very, very bullish. So we could see Q4, if not Q1 2026, being the time the cycle ends up reaching a peak, a pinnacle. But we have to play it by ear and play reactionary. In regard to how low Kaspa will go in that pullback, or even into the pull-up, again, it depends. If Kaspa, theoretically speaking, let's say Kaspa reaches $1, typically in a bull to bear, altcoins correct about 90%, 80-90%, so Kaspa therefore will come back down to 10-20 cents. But will Kaspa go higher than $1, or will it not reach $1, or will the correction be as much as 90%, considering that we're now going towards a maturing market? We haven't got these answers, because unfortunately right now we're no longer in a... If it was last cycle, then I would have said what I'm saying with more conviction, but the problem is, not the problem, but the difference is, we're in an institutionally different bull cycle. What smart money want to do is how the market's going to run now. We don't control the markets anymore. We never really did, but we control it even less now. What BlackRock want to do, what JP Morgan want to do, what Bank of America want to do, they control the markets. So if they want crypto to have a 100% pullback and crash, it could happen. It probably won't because you've got enough retail here, but if they wanted to make a big pullback, it could. If they want to have a small pullback to shake people out and then buy the dips, that happened as well. So if I was to give a prediction right now, and it's not financial advice, of course, I think we see Kaspa make a big rally from here. I'm not giving a price prediction, but I think we see Kaspa make a big rally from here. I think it'll surprise people. Even now, I think it still surprise people. I think we could see it extend into 2026 a bit. And then we'll see, instead of the typical 1 year pullback, you might see a 6-month pullback. Not 1 year. Normally you see the bull to bear. The bull to bear correction is normally 1 year long. You can see that here. November 2021 to the bottom here of November 2022. Equally all the way back here. You can see from the peak here, December 2017 to the bottom here of December 2018. So normally about a year correction to the bottom. I don't think, personally, that this correction will be as long as a year this time. We do see a correction, which I think we probably will, but it depends on the macroeconomic data. because we're not in the typical 4-year macro cycle. We're now going to a re-accelerating cycle. So it's tough to determine right now worldview. But my current predictions based on the information at hand is we'll see the cycle extend to 2026, maybe a 6-month pullback, and then start to re-accelerate again earlier. But again, that theory of mine could definitely change depending on the macro news and fundamental developments. So just keep tuning to the channels, tune into the free Discord server to learn more, equally in the VIP where we try and teach a lot more about the sentiment of the market and whatnot to help build your understanding, and you can learn a lot more in there as well. Welcome back, Double D, bro. Hope you're doing very, very well, brother. Great to have you back again, my man. He made me wait a year. Yeah. I mean, kind of. Was it a year? Yeah, it was actually, because I made you a mod in my Discord server quite early on. You, Cody, Leroy, unfortunately, he's not been with us for quite some time now. And also Kaspa, God, and then I'm now appointed Greg. Thanks to Greg for your very, very diligent work. You've been a legend. And now Mr. Miles is finally mod of the YouTube. He just wants the power. I'm scared to give him the power, man. He's too scary. Mr. Miles is very scary. That bottom support line extends further back to the beginning of the price. Yeah, you're very right there. I just haven't drawn it that far back because I can draw it all the way back if I wanted. I just only drawn it to here. But you just see it's being evidently quite a strong support for Kaspa on the new indicator. It has rebounded off that down here as well. So yeah, I think Kaspa's going to continue trading within here. Once it makes a breakout, which hopefully will be above, I think Kaspa will eventually make the breakout above here. You'll see some tough levels of resistance around, 18, 20 as well, even 15 and 16 as well. And then you'll see there just be a massive pump after that as well. I replied to Buff Link, did I? Who? Me? I don't. I'm going to just move on from that. Could it be that proof of work coins are the best long-term investments and proof of stakes are distractions? Think Bitcoin, Kaspa, Doge, and Pepe. Doge is still a top 10. I mean, Pepe is not a proof of work to my knowledge. I might be wrong in that, but I don't think it's proof of work. I don't put Doge and Pepe in the same categories. Much as I don't put Doge. Doge and Pepe are memes. While Doge is a proof of work, it hasn't really got any utility. Like, it's literally a meme coin. Whereas Bitcoin and Kaspa have attempted and are attempting, not so much Bitcoin now, but attempting to become a form of a currency. To answer your question, Jason, it does seem that way because proof of work is a better source of money, and I know Krypton is going to agree with it because effectively, proof of stake coins are something that you kind of create, and you can create more out of thin air because you have a centralized entity who controls it. Proof of work, you're required to actually burn energy to generate the income, to generate the money. So with proof of stakes, the value in that is staking it. Proof of work, the value of that is energy. You burn your energy, you mine it to create the token. So in regards to longevity, then proof of work is stronger and better. And also, with the nature of how Bitcoin and Kaspa have been created, as decentralized fair launch projects, they take into account human greed. Elements that the financial system has never taken into account of. Think about how the dollar is right now. The dollar, when it became the world reserve currency, was all well and good, backed by gold. Then greed took factor in, and then it became backed by the petrodollar, the oil, and left gold. And the greed kept coming more and more. They printed more and more dollars. We now got $38 trillion debt crisis. There's greed. That couldn't happen with Kaspa or Bitcoin. Because you can't print more out of thin air. It's been taken into account human greed. So it couldn't happen. So proof of works are stronger long term, I'd like to agree as well. That does still mean you can make money through proof of stakes. Like I've made money through Sui, I made money through XRP, I made money, right now I'm up in Zebek. I lost money in Say because I sold early, but I'm sure I would have made money if I kept holding on to it because it's still an asset that could do quite well. I just didn't trust it anymore. And even meme coins, I made money for that as well. So you can make money in them, but it's a higher risk. Well, higher risk, quote unquote. It depends on your risk to reward, right? You're ultimately giving your trust to a centralized entity, trusting they're going to do things in good faith, as opposed to just having more so self-sovereignty and trusting yourself and what you know you're holding. Yeah, okay. And right now, Now Bitcoin liquidity is at 115,500 is taken, but there's still a lot left until 112,700. I mean, yeah, for me, I think Bitcoin is trading kind of comfortably below this level of resistance right now. I think once it's past 117k, that'll be a good indicator that Bitcoin's going to start ripping towards all-time highs to pass that again and catch up to the empty money supply. We'll have to wait and see. Got my first .cash excited. Love that. Great stuff. Next level cash. Keep that up. I know that I actually, courtesy of Lau, my brother, shout out to you. He's gifted me two .cash domains. One being Quick Crypto and one being Coin Factory. So yeah, he gave me one just out of the courtesy of his heart, and also one for my 1 year stream anniversary in August 1st, 2025. So I appreciate that very, very much. And I do plan to probably get a few more in the future as well, just because, I mean, more ways to, I guess, solidify who I am in the Kaspa ecosystem. And because I'm sure that people who will make impersonated domains, got to make sure that people don't do that. Kaspa will hit 12 cents within 1 week of the FOMC meeting. That would be insane. That would be insane if that did happen. Kaspa has not seen above 10 cents for quite some time now. It's been since since July actually, and even then throughout all of 2025 it's been quite a since 2025, which starts around here, Kaspa's not really been above 10 cents very much. So that would be a big thing for us to go past 12 cents. I don't think it's not possible. I think it's very achievable actually. Will it happen immediately or will it happen within 1 week? Can't say for sure. It depends on smart contracts and the successful nature of them. But I'm all for it. I'll be happy to see that. And definitely, yes, welcome to the family. I don't think so. We will dump. I mean, maybe. We don't know for sure. As it stands right now, if we get rate cuts, the general sentiment from the market is we're going to start pumping. And Kaspa would follow in suit, therefore. You know, Kaspa's not really correcting more than anything else today. It'll start pumping. If everything starts dumping, the Kaspa will dump. But again, if you look at the general market, Kaspa's been following the market now. It'll start acting against the market when the time is right with smart contracts and Tier 1 listens and whatnot. But that being said, let's get into more of the content right now. So we can see here, next post here from Kaspa Commons. This is the Dream app, MexiBit Cat. It's apparently got some very cool stuff right now. They're building right now. Where you can see right here all of the businesses that seem to already accept Kaspa right now. In the United Kingdom, Netherlands, Germany, Switzerland, France, in Spain, all over the world, we've got businesses accepting Kaspa, and we're seeing more and more sign up as time goes on. So you can see here, BitCat just highlights his post here about him chatting at the Kaspa Experience event in Berlin, creating a Kasmap app similar to the Bitcoin map, which allows you to find merchants accepting Kaspa. So that's a very, very cool update, and I'm glad to see that sort of stuff, and hopefully we'll see more and more stuff like that in the future to be built. I love seeing stuff being built in this space. It's a good, and again, seeing the kind of the blend again between Bitcoin and Kaspa is again further proof that the conversion is kind of slowly but surely happening right now. Hi with Casperium from X, welcome. Hope you're doing very, very well. Welcome back. Great to have you in here, brother. And we can see even more so than now, get into the title of this post. VJ, the converted Bitcoin maxi, has just made a post where he's asked Grok in response to the Bitcoin conference making a post about Bitcoin hitting 400k in 47 days, which would be insane if that did happen. Grok apparently says that Kaspa will be hitting $1 by November 25th, 2025. So that's about 69 days from now, actually. So could we therefore see Kaspa hit a $1 price target in 69 days from now on November 25th? It's tough to say. It is tough to say. Of course, we haven't got any confirmation as such, but we are seeing again bullish sentiment coming back. Smart contracts seemingly very, very close. The connection to Ethereum and banks getting involved could be a very big catalyst as well. We're going to be building more so as well, and they might have the smart contract out by that point as well. You'll see KRI launching their enterprise project as well, more building, more connections and whatnot. You'll see rate cuts coming through, empty money supply catching up. There's so many catalysts taken into account, and then Tier 1 listings that could all contribute to help Kaspa reach a potential $1 price target as soon as November 2025. I'm not against the possibility of it. I'm not so sure. I made a post here saying if we get more Bitcoin maxis coming to Kaspa and maybe some more Tier 1 listings like Binance, then I would not count it out. But we cannot say for sure right now. But I would love to see it. I'd love to see a $1 Kaspa, because that would most definitely... I mean, the problem is those who FUD Kaspa will always FUD Kaspa, right? So if you got $1 Kaspa, they'll say, oh, but you said $10. First off, I never said $10. Second off, if you listen to $10 and you're following the maxis or the moon boys, again, it's not necessarily impossible, but it's a moon boy number. If you want to stay conservative and kind of not have and try and reach your expectations more so, think a bit more realistic. $1 is a $26.7 billion market cap. That's not a lot when you consider that the top 10 assets right now are sitting at around 20 right now, 20 bill market cap. And that's pre-pump, pre the bull run, next bullish leg up. $1 cap is not too high. So we'll have to be seeing where it goes from here. If we get to one lesson, I think it's very, very possible. If we get higher, also fantastic. And that would also mean when the bear market does come through, Kaspa's correction won't come down as heavy. In the sense of if it reaches $3, for example, it'll probably come back down to maybe $1, maybe 80 cents. But if it reaches $1, come back down to 20 cents a lot more likely, because of course it's smaller. But a $1 Kaspa, I'm not against the possibility of that. Just have to see where it goes. We have got also regulatory frameworks coming through that could be a very, very big factor to that as well. So in that regard, listen to this interview here with Republican French Hill, the US Financial Service Committee's VC, talking about how the crypto market structure bill, the Clarity Act, will be coming through soon before the end of the year.
Exactly right. We passed in the House in July the Clarity Act, which got 78 Democratic votes, meaning we had a strong bipartisan vote over the suspension of vote level in the House, meaning more than 290 members came together to vote for the Clarity Act, which is that market framework which will make America the most competitive digital asset nation in the world when you combine it with the Genius Act that President Trump signed into law in July, which is the dollar-backed payment stablecoin legislation.
And you are somewhat gratified with what the Trump administration has done. There's been some progress, obviously, with the Genius Act, but what I didn't realize was how more advanced, is that the right word, for crypto use in the economy is in South America. And maybe even in Europe, maybe even in Europe in terms of legislation, where we're definitely ahead with liquidity and we've had some good IPOs, but we're lagging without this structure in place.
That's right. We can't be competitive and lead the nation in fintech if we don't have this market framework. I told President Trump back in July that if you sign the Genius Act and you pass it, it's like passing a bill that authorizes the use of a cell phone, but you have no cell towers. You don't have the rules for custody, for dealing, for exchanging, for serving as a trader, for how you're going to actually operate a blockchain network inside the financial services industry. So we need both. They're both essential. And as you point out, the Senate is now considering the Clarity Act under Tim Scott's leadership in the Banking Committee and John Bozeman's leadership in the House of the Senate Ag Committee. And we hope that they will take prompt action on that this fall during the October and November timeframe. I'd love to see the Clarity Act pass the Senate before the end of the year.
So there is French Hill talking about the fact that we're going to be seeing the market structure bill coming very, very soon, and that's going to be a major catalyst for seeing more institutional adoption as it creates clearer guidelines between the CFTC's jurisdiction and the SEC's jurisdiction. What is a security? What is a commodity? If you are a commodity, you'll see more investments. And Kaspa is a fair knowledge project like Bitcoin. Therefore, Kaspa is a commodity. So Kaspa would benefit greatly from the passing of the Clarity Act. We've got this here as well from Ellen Terrett, former Fox Business journalist here, who highlights that as Republican and Democrat senators continue to talk on market structure legislation, a group of leaders from several major crypto firms are set to meet tomorrow morning with the Senate in a roundtable, according to two industry invitees. The meeting follows more than a week of industry reviews of the committee's last approach to distinguishing securities from commodities. So ultimately, tomorrow is going to be a roundtable talking about the Clarity Act again once more, which will be very, very big, DeFi treatment and other key issues. And we also got an update here from Ellen Terrett here regarding that here from her Crypto in America paper that she makes here, this article she posts quite frequently, talking about how we're seeing prominent figures in the Bitcoin community converge on Capitol Hill, where they're proposing a strategic Bitcoin reserve and legislation that would require the United States government to acquire 1 million Bitcoin over 5 years. Of course, that'd be a very, very big deal if that was to take fruition or come to fruition. So the main point of discussion included a strategic Bitcoin reserve, the goal to create a government held stockpile for Bitcoin as a strategic asset to ensure America's financial future and to offset the debt effectively as well. Attendees discussed ways to acquire Bitcoin without adding to the federal budget, such as using profits from the Federal Reserve to get Bitcoin. They have the Bitcoin Act, where it's a bill which expands on the previous executive order by Trump, which will not only prevent the government from selling seized Bitcoin, but also to mandate the active purchase of more, which would be a very big deal for Bitcoin as well. And of course, there's still some challenges, like it's quite a controversial idea that there are a lot of unknowns, stuff like that, and need to get support from other members of Congress. But for the most part, this roundtable was really productive and enforced furthermore that we'll see Bitcoin being scooped up by governments, and now also send its price a lot higher as well due to the supply shock. I mean, think about it. They're going to scoop up 1 million Bitcoin. They want to scoop up 1 million Bitcoin over 5 years. That is, with Bitcoin's supply right now, and they've got 19, almost 20 million. So they're basically saying over the next 5 years, we're going to own a 20th of Bitcoin supply. That's insane. That's going to cause a supply shock. Bitcoin's going to go up a lot more in value as a result of that as well. So again, it's not $1 million, it's 1 million Bitcoin they're actually trying to acquire over the next 5 years. That's the proposition they're putting forward. They'll send Bitcoin higher, send crypto higher, and send Kaspa higher as well. So regulatory reform is going to be a very, very big thing. So taking that into account, regulatory legislative frameworks, ETF filings, the Kaspa developments as well. Kaspa, I think the Grok prediction of a $1 Kaspa is not ridiculous. I'm not going to say it's possible because I'm not a financial advisor, but I'm going to say that it's not ridiculous when you think about the fact that total market cap of crypto right now is at 4 trillion. We could see potentially a 6, if not 8 trillion cycle. 6 to 8 trillion right now. Bitcoin right now is sitting at 2.3 trillion. Let's say that it hits 4, or even just say 3 trillion. Be conservative. 3 trillion market cap. When the dominance falls off, it's going to cycle into the altcoins. What percentage of Bitcoin can Kaspa attain? If it's 1% of Bitcoin's total market cap, that's the 30 bill market cap. That's over $1. So are you therefore saying that Kaspa will get less than 1% of Bitcoin's total market cap? That when you think about market, you've got to think about in comparison to Bitcoin. When you're seeing that Bitcoin maximalists like Da Vinci Jeremy, like the massive KOLs of Coin Bureau and other people as well, and VJ and many more who are coming over, the Bitcoin max is starting to accept Kaspa and look into it. When the diversification from Bitcoin happens, a lot of it's going to be going into your Ethereum probably, but also most of it will go into your Kaspa because they accept Kaspa now, or more so trying to accept Kaspa now. So will Kaspa therefore attain 1% of Bitcoin's total market cap when the cycle starts pivoting to altcoin dominance? 1% of 3 trillion is 30 billion. Will it be less than that? Will it be more than that? It's for you to determine. I don't think 1% is too much. I think 1% is quite a fair number, and I think it could even be more potentially, which means more than $1. But that's, again, up for you to determine right now. I'm basing that off the Bitcoin market cap and also the total market cap. These two will determine the price of Kaspa as well. The bigger these are, the more Kaspa will rally up as well. The more will cycle into Kaspa. I've got some bad updates very quickly though, which is not the worst, but some other updates either way. One actually here from Kaspa Data highlighting that Bybit has halted withdrawals on Kaspa for about 24 hours now, and not provided many explanations as to why. When someone reached out to them, they basically just said that they reserve the rights to not disclose specific details regarding maintenance. So why it's happening, we don't know. They're basically just saying, we're not telling you anything, you just got to wait till it's up and running again, which is one reason why it's hard to trust exchanges ultimately. But the way I perceive it is this is most likely Bybit struggling because they are lacking in liquidity, but I don't think that's the case. I think it's more so they're probably preparing for smart contract launching in some capacity. That might be my thought, but who knows. Either way, just be very careful where you keep. That's why I don't keep crypto on exchanges. I will obviously buy on exchanges and whatnot. I use BYDFI to trade and whatnot. But, you know, if I have any... When I'm trading, I use BYDFI, but any excess capital I have, I'll store it in my Tangent wallet. Because that's the safest thing to do. Cold storage. And a final announcement as well here before we get to the questions right now. We got it from Shai here that Vlad, the one who did the massive, notorious Sompolinsky interview that had 55,000 downloads, more than anything else by quite a margin. I still not actually listened to the whole thing. I need to go through that at some point. I've just been so busy last month. But he's now doing an interview with Shai as well, which is also quite cool. Bit of mixed emotions about that from my community from what I saw, because people are like... Well, I guess it's also Shai's message here, because he's kind of very much talking about Kaspa, where some political kind of like, yeah, okay, I'll do it. And Shai's kind of given a whole like message about the whole roller coaster he's been on, which is, is what it is. I think Some Politics interview was really, really cool from what I have seen clips of, and I look forward to seeing what Shai says as well, because he is still an intellectual individual. And we've got Pavel here, who's the one of the IGRA founders, who highlights here what he'd like to see Shai talk about is quantum-resistant mining, selfish mining on Kaspa, security budget and layer 2s, and VPROG's roadmap. Which again, he won't have answers to all of these. He's not in the Kaspa community in depth anymore. He won't know this. He'll give a rough gun on what he thinks might happen. This, it'll be probably him just talking about Casplex and IGRA, but mainly just downplaying Casplex again. Selfish mining, talking probably about the big corporations who have been mining. He'll probably try to take some digs at Christian Ludwig, knowing Shai. And then quantum resistant as well, something that's going to be very, very big and pivotal to all crypto, especially Kaspa as well, when that comes to fruition. But that will be an interesting podcast that'll be happening tomorrow at 8 a.m. GMT. So I look forward to seeing what's going to be asked, and ultimately, if I learn anything more from Shai, because whether you love or hate the man, I do feel like I learn more from him every time I listen to him, because he is, and then he knows what he's talking about. He's got a PhD in crypto in quantum cryptography, as well as also being a very close member of Kaspa for a long, long time. So he does know what he's talking about, for the most part. Welcome back, Busy69. Jay, I do respect how much effort and passion you put into your Kaspa content. I hope you are the next Da Vinci Jeremy. Kaspa's most important catalysts are monetary policies, smart contracts, and stable coins. I do agree with you there, and I appreciate it very, very much. I hope so as well. That would be insane to be the next Da Vinci Jeremy. Because, hopefully I wouldn't... I don't think he's actually that ignorant. I think he feigns ignorancy. But... he has obviously made a very big empire for himself off the back of finding Bitcoin really, really early, below $1. And we found it here below 10 cents. We found it here some even lower than that. So, hopefully we can build our community and our empire off that as well, but also just learn more as a whole. Because much as my biggest holdings Kaspa, I have my biggest conviction Kaspa, and that's why my content is predominantly Kaspa, but I do appreciate crypto as a whole, and the information I cover in these streams, the macro, the fundamentals, and also the VIP information. Like, I will, and I'm saying this now, I think I'm going to start eventually introducing more AI content, because the information I cover in my VIPs, the video I made yesterday on my channel as well, actually, covered one of my institutional documents in there, which covered what these institutes are talking about with AI, Gen AI. So I think some generative AI projects can be very, very big this cycle going into the future as well. So I'll probably start talking more about AI projects as well, so that's going to be a big thing. So again, if you want to find out more sort of stuff and check out my free community, you can learn more in there. Subscribe to the channel, learn more that way as well. Also check out my VIP, where I provide alpha information from the institutions ahead of time, so we are aware of what's happening and can get ahead of the retail market. I wanted to posture myself for Kaspa. Why isn't my city on the map of Kaspa where it's accepted? Soon enough, hopefully, Mr. Mars. Soon enough. What do you think Kaspa can reach this cycle from a wide perspective? Wide perspective, I'd say $50 to $5. That's my wide perspective. That's the most I'll do for a price prediction. I'll say 50 cents to $5. That's my wide perspective. And that's a very wide perspective as well. And I may be wrong, but I think Kaspa can quite comfortably reach 50 cents. That's only a $13 billion market cap. That's not a lot at all. If you look at the top 10 right now, top 10 is sitting at 13 bill, puts you, just above 3 right now. That's not a lot. 13 bill is not a lot at all. I think that's quite easily achievable, considering what Kaspa's about to release as well, with the KRI, with Casplex, with IGRA, with potential tier 1 listings as well. The stablecoins coming on Casplex, that's pretty much confirmed. I think we'll see a 13 bill Kaspa quite comfortably. So I think 50 cents to $5 not that outrageous to believe. It's quite a wide margin. I'm seeing more and more new names here in the past month. Love it. Oh, so am I. I'm seeing some old names coming back as well that weren't here since last year. So it's good to see that we're seeing the cycle of Kaspa come back again. 20 cents to $3, good luck. That's also not a bad prediction either. That's quite a conservative one as well. I like it though, PG. But yeah, we are definitely growing more and more, which I do love to see as well. It's great to see the community grow more. We only need everyone to sell Bitcoin and Ethereum to buy Kaspa, and we're good. You're not right. You're not wrong. You're not wrong, Cookman. That would be a big catalyst as well. Pepe is not proof of work. The internet lied to me the first time. Yeah, I didn't think so. Yeah, Dogecoin is proof of work. Pepe is just a meme coin. yeah, I mean, proof of works for the most part they do seem to have more longevity, but I think it also depends because Litecoin is a proof of work, but it's also not a fair launch. And I think what has longevity is a strong community, and again, a project that's taken into account human greed. If it has great fundamentals, great tech, and taken into account human greed, then it has everlasting longevity. And the only project in the space that now have that is Bitcoin and Kaspa, because Litecoin is not truly decentralized. Therefore, it has human greed elements taken into it. It has not taken into account of that, and therefore, people could take advantage of that. Kaspa has done that. Bitcoin has done that, and then Kaspa has scalability that Bitcoin does not have. So Kaspa also has that advantage as well. What does Genius app mean for USDT since not one to? So yeah, Tether have made USAT now. USDT is not backed one-to-one the dollar, so Tether have been working closely with the US regulators, and now they've made USAT. So they have now got a one-to-one backed Tether. You can look it up. You can look it up on Google right now. I think I might have made a post in it in my Discord community. You type in USAT, Tether made a new stablecoin that is one-to-one backed with the US dollar. When people understand the security and speed and cost, Kaspa's leg sweeps everyone off for stablecoins. No doubt, absolutely no doubt. And the KI also secures that in a big way. I agree. Very, very big point indeed. Yeah, USDT won't be allowed in certain elements in America, but they have USAT now. They literally made a new token for it. I'll look it up right now. You can see here, yeah, it's USAT, US only stablecoin, 100% climb new Genius app. They literally made a new token. So that's what they've done right now. USDT won't be available. USAT will be. And and Tether have been working quite closely with US regulators, so that's also why I think it'll be fine. Like originally, I was worried about Tether. Now I'm not so much worried anymore. And there'll be pressure on the US companies to focus on USDC. I mean, I think there's still going to be more pressure on. I mean, if you look, is it actually available here yet? It is actually. It's not really got a market cap tracked yet though. Probably come through soon enough. But yeah, you'll see more pressure to go to Circle, no doubt. You're seeing that kind of happening already without them being public as well. But Tether's like double the size. So USAT, it already and the fact that they're working with America very closely as well. USAT, I think you'll see Tether and Circle still be the dominant ones. You'll probably see Ripple stablecoin gain more traction as well, and PayPal stablecoin gain more traction. And hopefully in the future you see like Kaspa stablecoin come out and start taking some positions as well. But yeah, Tether won't simply vanish. No. Welcome back, LB, on the check-in, bro. You're doing very, very well. To the most dedicated Caspian, Jay, I appreciate you. Welcome, brother. Hopefully you're having a great day so far, and welcome back, my man. Why Kaspa will dominate is that when retail enter the market, do you think they'll want to buy a picture of a dog or something that's faster than newer Bitcoin? I mean, yeah. Bitcoin. The reason why Kaspa's going to dominate is because of Bitcoin maxis. Bitcoin maxis don't like Dogecoin because it's not the same thing. Dogecoin's a meme coin. Dogecoin doesn't have any utility. It doesn't have utility at all. Bitcoin has some form of utility. Dogecoin does not. So Bitcoin maxis who are starting to slowly accept that Bitcoin's not going to be able to function in the future due to having no incentive to mine it when it becomes too expensive, they're going to start coming to Kaspa, which actually will still have incentive to mine it, and it will be cheaper. So they will come to Kaspa for that reason. That the biggest incentive for Kaspa will be the biggest incentive for Kaspa for retail will be when Bitcoin falls off. When Bitcoin comes too expensive, and therefore retail has to go to Kaspa, because Bitcoin will be perceived as for the really wealthy and elites people, and Kaspa will be for the everyday people, and that'll make Kaspa bigger as well. Also, exactly true as well. Thoughts on PTB and Noise? Never heard of either of those two. PTB, Portal to Bitcoin, never heard of it. $104 million market cap, 307, about $300 million million volume. I think that's more than Kaspa's, actually. Crazy. Listings wise, it's got Binance Alpha, BitGet Mexi, Gate KuCoin, so some good listings for the most part. Okay listings. Did it show me the doesn't show me the tokenomics. I'm not too well versed with the project right now. Seemingly it launched recently, very recently. Looks like the beginning of September, give or take, at least on CMC. So yeah, I'm not too sure. Does it have an about here? Launched 2024 by a seasoned engineer team based in the United States. Portal to Bitcoin introduces an innovative non-custodial cross-chain infrastructure. I think it's just I think it's going to be a tool to try and help Bitcoin remain relevant, but it's not going to work because Kappa exists. I know I'm biased in that regard, but if Bitcoin has the shortcoming of scalability, like it's going to enable secure, efficient, and trust minimizing trade between Bitcoin and other blockchains. Bitcoin in itself is already not scalable enough. It doesn't fix that issue. So who's going to trade with Bitcoin therefore, unless you've got stupid amounts of capital? Just use Kaspa. And in regards to noise, look at that real quickly as well. Okay, I don't even know what that is. No idea. So, yeah, I haven't really got anything for you on that either. Or I've got less for you on that one either. This is what you're talking about here. I mean, relatively recently launched meme back in May. Been doing quite nicely recently, but it's a pump fund meme. I have no idea what it's really about. Apparently it's a base project. Okay, well, I mean, memes are memes, so, you know, for me, I perceive memes as just kind of a way to make money quickly, so if you got in, I wouldn't get in right now, personally, not financial advice, of course, because that just had a very big pump and it's near its all-time highs. It's currently trading at a support, seemingly. It's currently trading at a support level, so if it manages to, the FOMC, the incoming rate cuts could send it a little bit higher, maybe. But yeah, at a very risky time right now getting in right now. You would have been off getting in down here, making a 4x fight there, or even like down here as well. So, I mean, yeah, that's my 2 cents on noise, if that's the one you're talking about. We're at the question right now. $10 will be easier than 10. Oh yeah, I think $10 Kaspa is very easily achievable in the next 3 to 5 years. Again, and that's something I can say with conviction because I have seen in my VIP community what these individuals are talking about. The shift and the amount of capital they want to invest into crypto to tokenize in the next 5 years by 2030. I've got a paper that I literally spoke about with my VIPs on Sunday. That spoke about how, as we're heading into 2030, the next 5 years, literally, this is from Bank of America, and I'm quoting this, as we head into 2030, the next 5 years will be like no other. These are the years that will rip up the old rulebook and rewrite the framework of the economic, strategic, and thematic mega trends that will impact society. Talking about crypto, talking about AI there. Again, if you want to see that information, got so many interviews and alpha documents available, as well as we do some trades in there as well. In the VIP here, you can learn a lot more in there. 7-day free trial or a 1-month free trial if you sign up to BYDFI, no KYC, no VPN, regulated exchange. And you can find out exactly why my conviction stays so high and why I am not worried about Kaspa in this cycle, in the slice, even in the long term, either, especially not the long term, because I see so much more capital flowing in the next 5, 10, 15 years, and Kaspa's going to be a winner in my belief, personally. Also, that Doge infinite supply, terrible, don't like it. I should eat pizza for breakfast. Sure, Mr. Mars, go for it. Put some baked beans on it as well, why not? Make it British. Are you going to be streaming when the meeting starts? A meeting starts right about now. My plan is no. I'm going to be wrapping up very, very shortly because I do have, unfortunately, some things to do, but I'll make an announcement about what was spoke about in the meeting in my free Discord server and to my VIPs as well. So if you want to find out, again, join the free server. Links on my homepage right here, also down in the description, and you can learn more and keep up to date with what's happening in the crypto and Kaspa space as well. The minutes should be released any second now. I'll quickly check Forex and see if they made the announcement right now. They have made the announcement, so it is confirmed. They have got a 25 basis point rate cut. There you go. confirmed rate cut. 125 base. So it's happened right now. And you can see the market already reacting to that. Look. It was red quite a lot at the beginning of the stream, and now look. Things starting to flip green now. Or Bitcoin was down almost 1%, and now it's coming back a little bit. So you'll probably see it continue in that fashion. And we'll see what. So right now we've got the confirmation that we were expecting, which is rate cuts. I'll make a bigger post about it in my Discord server later tonight. What will matter now is Jerome Powell's tone and his speech. That's what's going to really, really matter about the future of this economy and the crypto market for the next few months or so. Yeah, Tactum didn't fix Bitcoin's issue, so I don't think Portal to Bitcoin will do either. Yeah, 7 p.m. UK time is when it starts. It's when the reports come out, and you'll hear Jerome Powell speak at the press conference in half an hour. Oh, didn't want to do a live, Jay. Just joined. Heads up on the Fed decision. Yes, welcome back. But unfortunately, I'm about to be tuning out and just wrapping up for the day very, very shortly. We've discussed already that the Fed has just decided to cut rates by 25 basis points, which is expected, which is good. We did cover all this big stuff here regarding Kaspa, smart contract news, bullish nature and whatnot. A potential for $1 Kaspa in the next 69, 70 days would be very, very big, and some regulatory movements as well. We've got a big Q4 ahead of us. Jerome Powell's meeting. His press conference in half an hour will be equally very important, so stay tuned for that, and I'll make a summary announcement about that in my Discord community in a few hours' time. But we are looking bullish now, more bullish now than we were before. That's for damn sure. Noise is not a meme; it's a streamer coin. I'm not too well versed with Noise Matrix, unfortunately. But if it comes on my radar, I'll talk about it. But otherwise, I'm not too well versed on it. Kaspa's the chosen one. Also 100 BPS would be insane and definitely melt faces. And yes, Gosu also, as always, I would appreciate it all if you could please like the stream, share with your friends, subscribe for more, helps me out more than you know. We're currently at 39 likes. If we can go to 50 somehow, that would be insane. 11 likes from now would be nuts. If you enjoy the streams, as always, I do this pretty much every single day now. Leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe for more. Jay only streamed during this hour because I specifically asked him not to. Yeah, that's also why. That's part of the reason why. Because I couldn't go later because I was busy, but also because I knew it annoyed Mr. Miles. And I want to annoy him. I love annoying him. It makes me really, really happy. I get really happy when I annoy him. With that being said though, family, hopefully you enjoyed today's Kaspa Crypto live stream. We've got big stuff coming. The FOMC meeting is now being confirmed. 25% rate cut, and we'll be seeing Jerome Powell's speech in half an hour. So stay tuned for that. I'll make an announcement about it in my free server. So tune in to the free server to learn more, keep up to date with the stuff happening in the space right now, or to be more locked in and level up your trading game and investment game. VIP. 100% could not recommend more. All information down below in the description, also my homepage as well. That being said, the family, have a great day, good evening, and good night. And I will see you all in the next one. There are many good ones. I think Sui's not good ones in regards to making profits this cycle. I would say Sui can make gains from here. XRP can make gains from here. I think Turbo can make gains from here. Tau, strong. Vendor, strong. But Kaspa is definitely the strongest one. That being said, have a great day, good evening, good night, family, and I will see you all in the next one.